By this time next year, all public housing projects in the city of Atlanta will be gone. The Atlanta Housing Authority says it's ahead of schedule in reaching its goal to be the first major city to build mixed-use communities where housing projects once stood. But not everybody thinks this is a good idea, including some of the families who say they were forced to move. Channel 2's Fred Blankenship is here now with more. Fred?
John, there are no shortage of opinions when it comes to this topic. Some call the projects a government social experiment gone wrong. Others simply call the housing communities home. For the past 3 months, we've gone inside the Atlanta Housing Authority and followed families through this moving process. Are they happy? Are people finding homes as promised? And is a move a benefit or a burden to the city of Atlanta? In a perfect world, you would call them public housing communities, but you probably know them better as the projects.
In 1934, at Techwood, Atlanta, Georgia, began the...
Atlanta was the first major U.S. city to build them, Techwood Homes in 1936. And now it's racing to be the first to tear them all down.
Great opportunities.
Atlanta Housing Authority President Renee Glover believes that tearing the projects down is the only way to build the community back up. Crime-plagued Bowen Homes is now 80% empty. Critics have contended needy tenants could end up on the streets. Glover promised she wouldn't let that happen. We wanted to see if she kept that promise.
My story is the great success of my move from the projects.
We met Vonda Mosley at a counseling and training seminar for the 3,000+ tenants being moved. We found her story over and over again. People like their new homes, new and safe.
It was the best thing that can happen to me.
How it works, the AHA gives tenants the option of moving back into the new mixed-income communities, like this one on the site at what used to be the McDaniel Glen housing projects in Mechanicsville. Or take coupon vouchers to move anywhere in the country where Section 8 is accepted. So far, more than 10,000 have gone through the program.
The families always pay the same, 30% of their adjusted gross income.
But there are those who believe the AHA has torn communities apart.
That's all they did was taking black people and pushing them on further out to Atlanta, Georgia.
Former Bowen Homes Resident Association President Shirley Hightower called it a land grab and gentrification. She wonders where neighbors will go if they're dropped from Section 8.
I don't even want to scratch.
Although she herself is moving with the AHA's help.
Am I excited about the move? I'm not. Actually, I'm just not.
Are people being left out to dry?
No, it's just the opposite.
Thomas Boston is an economics professor at Georgia Tech who has followed families who leave the projects. He found that the job rate jumps from 15 to 45% for people who take the vouchers. And for those who move into the new mixed communities, the numbers rocket to over 65%. And then there's the cost benefit for the city of Atlanta. It's estimated that each revitalized project is worth $123 million. The crime goes down and the resources go up. And then when you combine all of the projects together,
the net benefit to the city of Atlanta was about $1.5 billion.
As Hightower unpacks in her new home, she still has her doubts, but she says the AHA has kept a majority of its promises.
It's smaller than I thought, but it's better. I like it.
In the AHA towns, the crime numbers have dropped dramatically in these areas where the mixed-income communities have gone up. But opponents argue that's just a fraction of the residents are actually coming back to live in the communities where the people were supposed to get help. So right now, it's still very early on in the process. But most people who have gone through the process say it is working. And even the harshest critics are saying we're going to wait and see right now and see what develops.
Yeah. Tough to leave home always, but it's working for a lot of folks.
It seems to be right now.
Fred, thank you.
All right.